Okay. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
I'm Matthew Sanborn Smith. I just remembered I hadn't been introducing us. I'm Matthew Sanborn Smith. This is my daughter, Ivory Elizabeth Smith. This is her dog, Pepper Elizabeth Smith.
Mm-hmm.
There's another dog that might jump up soon, Maya, and she gets jealous of this one. So, if nothing else, if you like to look at pugs, then you'll be watching our video for once. Okay, so today's episode is called Playword, and it's all about wordplay. Using wordplay to generate more ideas. First off, do your homework. If you haven't done your homework, go back and do it before you even watch this. First up is puns. A lot of people hate puns, and you may be one of those people. A lot of people love puns, and they're already well into making their own. You can, even if you hate puns, you may want to try it. Do it in a closet where nobody can see you. Think up some, just mix up some words. Look for cleverness by inserting words where they don't normally belong but sound like other words, and I'm not making a lot of sense. Like one pun that came to me off the top of my head is the old classic, a good man is hard to find is often switched around to say a hard man is good to find. So anyway, that's about all I have to say about that. Find some puns. You can get a lot of puns by listening to my show, Beware the Hairy Mango, my podcast. And actually, a lot of the stuff we're going to talk about today, I'll refer to my podcast because I use a lot of the stuff. I use a lot of wordplay and vulgarity in my show. So find some, make some, stretch your mind. Next thing is taking things literally or differently than they were originally meant. So I often take a phrase or a couple of words that are often put together and see how else they can be interpreted. So monkey bread is a thing, and I never knew what monkey bread was, but what is it? Isn't it like bits of bread that you tear off? And
It's like, with cinnamon and
so it's
stuff.
sweet. Okay. So anyway, I didn't know what monkey bread was, and I just
I thought it was made of monkeys.
Right, made of monkeys. There you go. Or has chunks of monkey in it. Also, let's see, another thing might be water skiing. You might picture a tub of water on skis going down a mountain. I did an episode of Beware the Hairy Mango called Scavenger Hunt, in which people are hunting for a scavenger. So there's a multitude of things out there that's already used in the English language. Cliches are often good to look at and see how you can twist those to get something new. Let's see, switching up common phrases. These are three different ideas on my podcast that I use by switching things around. Like instead of cottage cheese, I did a story called Cheese Cottage, in which a guy makes a house out of cheese. I've heard, Never Been Kissed is a thing. There was a movie called Never Been Kissed. There was probably a song and some other things, but that's a common thing, Never Been Kissed. And I changed that up to Always Been Kissed. And what would it be like to constantly be kissed? So I got a story out of that. And it's kind of gross, so you might not want to listen to that episode. My boss, he's a fan of the show, and he comes up with ideas for me. And he came up with, he had, I think, a legal pad in his hand, and he came up with an illegal pad. And so I wrote a story about a legal pad going to prison. So just look at things like that yourself, and maybe you can come up with some mind-bending ideas and come up with something new. The next thing up is neologisms, and that's making up new words. We see that a lot in science fiction. Shakespeare apparently did that a lot, or if he didn't make up the words, he's the guy who first presented the words to us in print, and somebody probably made them up not long before he wrote them down. Sociology books like to coin words for different trends and things like that. So an example of neologisms, William Gibson came up with cyberspace to describe the setting in which people existed while on the internet back in 1984. You okay there? Oh my gosh, you're covered in dog hair. She's wearing black and she is just bathing in dog hair. Okay, George Orwell came up with Newspeak to describe the new language that everyone was using as they cut more and more words out of the dictionary. And that's an interesting. I don't know if double entendre is the right word if there's no sexual aspect involved, but it goes. There are two ways you can look at it. You can look at new speak, meaning it's the new way of speaking, or news speak because it's the way of speaking when reporting the news, and that that sort of speaks to what we see today when the news is presented to us. Sniglets by Rich Hall. Rich Hall did a thing on what the hell was the name of that show? Was it Not Necessarily the News? Sounds good. Anyway, called Sniglets. Sniglets are words that should be in the dictionary but aren't. And one that I always remember is oopsima, which is the scalp condition you get when you think you see somebody that you know and you wave to them, you realize you don't know them, and you turn it into a head scratch.
So awkward.
Yeah. So look up Sniglets and you'll see a lot of cool things like that. Then there are mashups, and that is taking phrases and squishing them together in new ways. So for recent episodes of Beware the Hairy Mango, I thought about cargo shorts and a cargo cult, and I put that together to make a cargo shorts cult, which turned out to be a religion based on a guy who wears cargo shorts, kind of a surfer kind of dude. Then I came up with penny loafers from heaven, where shoes are falling from the sky. I came up with Get Down and Boogeyman, which is a disco dancer that parents use to scare their children. So anyway, just mash up things. There are lots of phrases that use the same words, and you can kind of put them together in new and unique ways and come up with ideas. So, you got anything?
Still no.
Okay. So your homework is to make a list of common phrases or compound words and try to see them in a different light. Switch words around, swap the first letters of different words. Those are called spoonerisms. See what kind of images spring to mind and make something out of that. If you want to email us, tell us what you found, or tell us about other ways you come up with ideas, it's upwithgravity@gmail.com. If you want to be on my mailing list and learn about all the nifty things that I have coming out, put mailing list in the email somewhere. And I think that's it. So go out, look at some words, play around with them, enjoy, and do something interesting with them.
Good luck.
Good night, unless it's daytime. And good day, sir.
Bye.
Or madam. Bye.